Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this Wednesday morning. Got a great show lined up, and we'll get started with our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at 767-5500, right on the corner of Baldwin Road and Highway 77. Their motto, years effort worth a lifetime of rewards. Temperature today, this warming trend continues. Have a chance of rain, but it's going to get up to 83 today. Low tonight 69, and a water temp. The big one now has jumped up to 78 degrees, so it's moving on up. I got rid of that cold weather last week, and it's warming up a lot. Let's take a look at our river readings. River readings has the Apalachicola at Bluntstown. You can read it right there. It's 1.3, and it's actually going to drop out a little bit more by the weekend and get down around a foot on the big river. Now, over the Choctawhatchee, it's about the same thing. It's a exact replica of the Apalachicola. You're looking at a 1.4, and it's going to be a little more steady. So this weekend on the Choctawhatchee looks really steady there. I don't have the actual chart, but I can give you the low tide tonight. Here it's going to be 119, and the high tide is going to be 811. Okay, and every Wednesday morning, I like to call our buddy down at Port St. Joe, in the Cape San Blas area, living out there, and really always on top of the outdoor stuff. Captain Blair Morgan on this spot is sponsored by Blue Water Outriggers for all your needs, and we're going to try to get with those folks this weekend and talk to them and see what they have. But meanwhile, Blair, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, Winston. How you doing?
We're doing good over this way, buddy. Tell us what's going on down there.
Tell you what, we had a beautiful weekend. The weather was hot. Wasn't any wind blowing, the mountain, anything. It was beautiful. And fishing out here in St. Joe Bay is kind of spotty. There wasn't a whole lot of tide movement this weekend for one thing, but the tide was starting to move in the afternoon. That was the best bite on the trout. There were some folks in there from Georgia, and they went out Friday. They didn't do too good, so they asked me what I suggested. I told them go between Black's Island and the microwave tower on the south side of the bay and throw some hot water the next day, and they did that, and they did pretty good. They had some big trout. Good. Yeah, and had a ball catch them on top water. But the flounder bite is kind of iffy over here right now. They're moving around. It's kind of hard to keep up with them. And I guess the biggest thing right now, the triple tail have really moved in Apalachicola Bay. There's a bunch of them over there right now. Okay. Yeah, and people are doing real good on them.
Well,
the trout fishing around the oyster bars is real good over there. Okay, that's good news. You got to catch the tide right. And I hear that the freshwater fishing, I hear Wimico's still on fire as far as bass and brim. Well,
you know, we've got a big bass tournament coming up there this weekend at Lake Wimico, so maybe I've heard such good reports from Lake Wimico. That's good news on those triple tail.
Yeah, it's doing real good.
Okay. All right, Blair, thank you for that report, buddy. We'll try to see you soon.
Okay, Wilson. Have a good one.
All right, thank you, buddy. Captain Blair Morgan with the Blue Water Outrigger Report. A lot of good information there. All right, we'll take our first break and be right back.
Your vision is precious. If an emergency arises, you don't want to be sitting in a hospital waiting room. Accidents and injuries can happen outside of your workday. That's why our team of physicians provide emergency eye care to our patients anytime, day or night. You can count on your local experts in eye care to be there for you whenever you need us. The Eye Center of North Florida.
9 doctors, 1 vision, yours.
At Panhandle Educators, we offer full-service banking.
We're 5-star rated.
A safe place for your money.
Find us anytime, anywhere.
Or come see us on Highway 77 north of the mall.
On the east side, across from Rutherford High School.
Come see us at the beach on R. Jackson Boulevard.
We're here in Southport on Highway 77.
Live or work in Bay, Holmes, Jackson, or Washington County? You can be a member.
Join us. We'll take care of you.
Panhandle Educators Federal Credit Union.
The letter X. It's one tough letter, and the only one that stands for something. It's the mark of the unknown factor, the spot of the buried treasure, the model of rugged beauty. But what really sets it apart is its power to multiply. everything.
Sweet Old Bob says see and save on all XMark products today at Soul Tracker.
We are so lucky to live in North Florida. We have some of the best fresh and saltwater fishing in the world. My biggest problem is not catching fish, but trying to decide what kind of fish I want to catch. No matter what I'm after, I always stop at Sunjammers Water Sports first. They have just what I need: rods and reels, line, tackle, and most important, live bait. Yes, sir, we sure are lucky.
All right, welcome back, folks. We're glad you're with us this morning. Remember the other day I talked about, we got this email from two of our loyal viewers, Ralph and Lucretia Turner up there on Deer Point Lake, and they reported their 2011 9.9 horsepower Yamaha motor, almost brand new, just 8 months old, I think, had been stolen. And it really, just hit a nerve with me. And I just off the cuff said, I'm going to put up a $100 reward for anybody giving me information to help to, lead to the arrest and conviction of the lowlife that did that. And I got a call last night, and it really made me feel good. Made me feel good all over. Clay O'Neill called, said, Coach, he said, I saw that on there. He said, it made me upset too. He said, I tell you, now Clay O'Neill, he does the advertising, for the land clearing. He's doing land clearing for me. Great guy up there in Alpha. He said, Coach, I tell you what I want to do. I want to put in $200 for it, okay? And we talked a while, and I thought that was so good. So right now, we got a $300 reward. If any of y'all want to go ahead and add more to it, I'd like to catch this thief from stealing somebody's motor up there at the house, up there at Deer Point Lake in Indian Bluff. Just stole it. A good motor. These are good folks too, and they enjoy fishing, and it's just tough to have somebody do that. So, but it shows what kind of character Clay O'Neill is. So, if you get a chance to come up and just call me on his own and say he wants to offer $200 on that reward too, and because he don't know Ralph and Lucretia Turner, but he knows right from wrong, and he's willing to step in and to the plate and do something about it. So I appreciate that, Clay. Thank you so much. And let's I'm gonna check with the sheriff's office and see how that investigation is going. I'm gonna be like a bulldog, get a hold of it. Now I know a lot of you folks are watching YouTube tonight, and in South Alabama and South Georgia and all over the place, and went on this fishing trip with me this past weekend. Because I told most of the people on the boat that we're going to have the video ready. Well, what has happened? My cinematographer, my editor, my filmer, and everything, they all got sick and was not able to edit the film. So what happened? We're going to have it tomorrow. This person, my wife Gail, for those who don't know, she does all my stuff. She's been sick last day or two, and we have not been able to get it done. But she's feeling better today, and we're going to get it edited and show you the video of this past weekend's 25-hour trip on the Florida Queen. Okay? We're talking about, but anyway, I do have a picture. Reed Garrett right here. This one, Reed Garrett caught this nice king mackerel. He was a senior out the West student, went along with us, and his mom took this. We caught all kind of fish. We caught tuna, beeliners, and just all kind of fish that were caught on that trip. You're going to enjoy the video. Had a good hard fishing bunch of people. They really enjoyed fishing. Okay, now let's jump in from fishing into hiking, because we're going to talk about snakes and all. I'm getting a lot of reports on a lot of different people seeing different snakes and all, and because this weather warmed up real quick. Had that cold snap, and the weather warmed up, and these snakes are out. And one of the places, I've got several reports. In fact, I had a snake bite report from this girl walking up here to Real State Park, right north of Bristol. She got bit because she had on sandals. First of all, you don't want to put sandals on. You want to put on some hiking boots and all. But I was thinking about to Real State Park, what a great hiking trail. So we pulled up this map of the different trails. This is the entrance road. But see all those dotted lines? And it's right there on the Apalachicola River. And you're talking about a beautiful state park. You can go through. They got picnic areas, but all those little dotted lines, folks, that's 16 miles worth of hiking, and some of it is right along the river bluff. And it really hilly. You would think you would have been in the lower Smoky Mountains the way it is set up. I've hiked it time and time again. It's right there a few miles north of Bristol, and it's easy to get to off Highway 12. This is one of the views you have looking out over the river there. And also, one of the cool things, they have a big old house there. I'm sorry, Jeff, I should give you time to get ready for that one. This is called a Gregory House. It's right there in a river bluff. This is actual this house was actually built across the river in the antebellum days of our Panhandle. And was taken apart, believe this or not, in the CCC, the Conservation Corps, in the 1930s, took this house apart, brought it across the river, took it up the hill, and put it back together. It had wood pegs in it and all that, but they wanted to preserve it, and President Roosevelt, they wanted to give the men some opportunity to work. This is one of the first projects done in the area by the CCC back in the early 1930s. But it's called a Gregory House, from the Gregory family, one of the homesteaders in Liberty County and Calhoun County. In fact, I know the history real well. My wife is a Gregory, and her ancestors were one that built the house and all, and really a great story. That house is still in perfect condition. I mean, you can live in it now. So that's a Gregory House in Torreo State Park. But watch out for snakes, and be aware of that. And we're talking about being outside and hiking and all, and they're not that bad up in mosquitoes. What's bad up around the river and all, but down here on the coastline, we have the worst time with no-see-ums. I know, and they've come back with a vengeance after this cold snap, and they're all over the place. Anytime around the water and all, you're gonna have these no-see-ums. The best thing to do is to avoid them is just don't go outside. But they're bad early in the morning, late in the afternoon. And you know, you can spray all kinds. I don't like to spray a lot of stuff on me, but so I wear like long pants, long sleeve shirt, and you know, a hat or something. And at times it's real bad. Sometimes they just swarm on you. You can swallow them; they get so thick. If you're around a marsh area, and I live up there around a marsh area, so they can get bad. But no-see-ums, they're just a pest in the spring, or they'll come back. And this is a picture, a sketch of one right here. And they're really vicious, and you really can't see them. It's just like a little tiny dot on you, and they get all over you. But that was a scientist rendition of a no-see-um. And I got to think about this last night, looking at that thing. I said, you know, to me, it's like they're all jaws. So I wanted, in my own rudimentary way, I wanted to sketch all out my drawing of what one looks like. That's the jaws. That's all they are. That's a Southport sand gnat, and that's one drawing. I'm not blessed with a lot of, and it's got forked tail because it reminds me of a devilish thing, and they can suck the blood out of you. But anyway, sand gnats. Best way is if you can avoid just late afternoon. Okay, I'm running over time. Let's go and take this break here, and we'll be right back.
Clay ONeills Land Clearing. When you need land clearing, pond digging, road building, or any type of excavation, Clay ONeills Land Clearing is fully equipped to handle it. If the job is big or small, he covers it all, serving the Florida Panhandle from Madison County to Escambia County. He's just a phone call away. Hey, thanks, Clay, for another job well done.
Harold Milling Company, rough and tough dog food. Harold Milling Company builds it. They build hog feed, they build dairy feed, they make chicken feed. They have specialty feeds for rabbits. If you got a worm farm, grandmother used to have a worm farm. Look at the Harold Milling Company. You want to go down and get you, the dog's not running anymore. That's all over with. You want to get that 16% and drop down from the 26% protein. You don't want over to get fat. Harold Milling Company, you can buy at almost any feed store in the Panama City area.
Steel, the #1 selling brand of handheld outdoor power equipment in America.
Right now, dependable grass trimmers start at just $159.95.
For cleanup, hard-working steel blowers start at $149.95.
Plus, double your limited warranty with your steel product purchase.
Start easier, work smarter, finish faster with Steel, #1 in America.
Sweet Old Bob says see and save today and every day on all Stihl outdoor products at Soul Tractor.
When you stop by Blue Water Outriggers, you will find everything for your outdoor adventure. Stock up on all your favorite brands and shop for some of the latest outdoor gear and accessories. You can also shop online and have your orders delivered straight to your home. Our flagship store is nestled right off of Highway 98 in the Port City Shopping Center, just steps away from the Port St. Joe Marina. You will love our selection, our prices, and our friendly service.
All right, welcome back, folks. We're glad you're with us. We've got a lot of stuff going on. Today, it should be a nice day. We may have a little bit of rain coming through. We need some rain. It's been really dry. Let's start off with this picture here. The young lady teaches with me up at Moses. She's a biology teacher, science teacher, and she loves her fish. She and her boyfriend went out this weekend. You saw how calm it was. I'm talking about we're 35 miles out and the sea's looking like that. We had like 1 foot seas. But here's Katie Sutherland, biology teacher at Moses, and a girls softball coach, with about a 42-pound amberjack. That is really nice, Katie. I told you I was going to put you on TV, and there you are. She's getting ready for a wedding coming up, I believe, in the month of June. She'll be marrying, and good teacher, and I love to see these teachers, especially young teachers, get out fishing, get outdoors like that. Good job, Katie. Now, also have coming up this weekend, over getting back to freshwater, over White City, the Franklin County Project Graduation Bass Tournament. Now, you can enter there on the spot, but you can bring cash or check, whatever, but it's going to be Saturday. The weigh-in, I think, around 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. I have to double check. I'm going to be the MC at the weigh-in. There's a lot of y'all down there. And project graduation is just something, I don't know if y'all are real familiar with it around education. We just really welcome this situation. What happens when kids graduate, say on a Friday night, the graduation is over about 9:30 or 10, you know, years pass, a lot of them just take off and go crazy and all. What they do now, project graduation, is put them in one area, bring them back to school or somebody's country club, or Mosley this year is going to be at the Fusion Fitness Center, and Arnold, I think, will be in an auditorium. They just have different places. But they bring them all back in one area, and they have pizza and all kind of food, all kind of games. They give away some nice quality prizes. They keep the kids there all night long. It's a great thing, and they let them go about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. They're worn out by then. And I over the years, I know it has saved some of these kids' lives from just, you know, going crazy and doing, you know, stupid things that kids do sometimes at graduation. So I always support project graduation in your own way. This is a good way down in Franklin County in the big bass tournament they got coming up. Okay? Now, not this weekend, but next weekend, we talk a lot about E.O. Wilson Biophilia Center. They're constantly doing presentations on some kind of nature product or some kind of something going on in nature. This is, we have a next weekend, Saturday, May 12th, Sea Walk, Sea Turtles with Richard Fowlks, and they're going to it'll be Saturday, May 12th from 11 a.m. be the first presentation, and then the next presentation will be 1 a.m. Okay? Now, let's get this. Got a tip the other day from one of our viewers, Tom Martin, up there in Bio George, and we're talking about chumming. Now, it was the beginning of really fishing, for bottom fishing and all. The water's warming up, and a lot of people getting ready to go snapper fishing and all when the season opens. And here's how Tom does his chumming. He says, hey, he take a 5-gallon bucket and he put a couple blocks of chum in it, and then he adds about 3 to 4 pounds of dog or cat food. That makes a lot of sense because that food sort of swells up. And in fact, I use dog food in my chopher trap off the end of my dock. I just put it in a little plastic bag and poke holes in it, and we'll fill up a little trap of chophers. All right, so then he pours some menhaden oil in it. Menhaden, L-Y. That menhaden oil is really strong, so that really attracts him. He mixes all up, and I then take a brown lunch bag and double bag it now, 2 bags, and I put some gravel or rock in the bag, and then add it to chum, and fill it about 3/4 way, and you fold the top over and put a couple of rubber bands to keep it closed. I then freeze it, so it's frozen into a block. And when I go bottom fishing, I take a few with me. That's an excellent way to set up some kind of a chum device. You just add different ones, and you make it heavy enough to sink on down there. That's from Tom Martin, one of our viewers up at Bio George. A good fisherman. I got to fish with him this weekend. In fact, he caught some tuna on this fishing trip. Now, talking about fishing, now I got a very reliable report, and this is from a guy who fishes a lot and knows his fish and all. It's not coming from one of the teenagers who thinks they saw this and all. This guy saw about a 10-foot bull shark up at Deer Point Lake a couple of days ago, right there at the dam. And this is not unusual. Those bull sharks every year start getting up there through North Bay and go all the way up to the Deer Point Dam and get right there at the catwalk, and you can see them cruising. This guy's fishing the catwalk. He said he saw the fin first, and he came over there close to him. He said it was at least a 10-foot bull shark. Now, I say this or say that. This is a situation where if you're got kids out swimming or something in that deep water around North Bay or around the landing there around the dam, you want to be careful and all. The bull shark is a nasty shark. It's an aggressive shark, to get after you. And most of the shark attacks we have in this part of the state are coming from a bull shark. and they're predators and they're looking for food. I'm not saying, and I wouldn't swim around the Lynn Haven Bridge and places like that either. And most people are good about that, but you got a swimming area, so be aware there has been a 10-foot bull shark spotted, seen by a very reliable source. So keep that in mind, okay? Let's go ahead and take our break now, and we'll come right back and finish this up.
When you think of a successful hunting season, two things come to mind: Browning and C&G Sporting Goods. Browning is the best there is, and C&G Sporting Goods is your factory direct, full-line Browning dealer. C&G stocks Browning guns, camo, knives, scopes, gun safes, bows, and much more, including hunting and fishing license. Look over the new Browning BAR camo short track and X-Bolt rifles. Why pay good money for anything less than a Browning? Browning and C&G, the best there is. Home of the experts.
It pays to own a Kubota, and now it pays even more. It's Kubota Rewards time at Soul Tractor, featuring long-term financing as low as 0% APR on a new Kubota tractor, utility vehicle, mowers, and more. The rewards of owning a Kubota add up fast. Quality, power, dependability, and now available financing as low as 0% APR.
At Soul Tractor, we only sell commercial-grade equipment for professionals and serious landowners.
Bill Kramer Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC is Panama City's exclusive full-line dealership, built on a 45-year foundation of trust and total customer satisfaction in all departments, including our huge pre-owned department, where we'll pay top dollar for your current automobile as a trade-in, or we'll place your vehicle on our lot and help you sell it. At Bill Kramer Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. 4 decades, 3 generations, 1 tradition.
Sunrise to sunset. A walk through nature takes you on a journey of Florida's Emerald Coast. You'll encounter the wildlife, birds, lighthouses, indigenous to the beautiful land and seascapes of Florida. Set to the sounds of nature and enhanced with easy listening music. Only $14.95 plus $4.95 shipping and handling. NatureWalkDVD.com or send check or money order to the address on the screen. A walk through nature. Visually stunning.
All right, welcome back. Glad you're with us this morning. We'll get started with our Express Lane Fish and Game forecast. The best peak period today, we're looking at 8:36 a.m. to 10:36. A good block of time right there. And later this evening from 9:01 to 11:01. And looking at that date, that reminds me, I'm getting some good reports on different people catching gigging flounder and all that night. So keep in mind the flounder are in. I have a great picture here. One of our viewers, Louis Carmona, went fishing down this past weekend at Port St. Joe and went on down to put in at Pressed Nails, and he worked his way from Pressed Nails to Black's Island. And that's a short distance. I know a lot of y'all are scalloped in that area. And he got 2, this is on Sunday afternoon now. Here's a Wednesday, this is 2 flounder. He had a Spanish and about 13 trout, he and his fishing buddies. So that was a good little trip right there, and going from Black's Island, I'm saying, to the landing there. I also checked, Sunjammer had their cobia tournament. It's goes on for about a month, almost 5 weeks and all. And y'all got to take it by Sunjammers and weigh it. This is the first time they did not have a cobia weighed in, folks. That's amazing. But was checking with Brad, and Brad took that prize money is set aside and gave it to the Boys and Girls Club. I thought that was a great thing to do with that money right there, because we're talking about our fishermen, our cobia guys that kept saying this was a bad year, this is a bad year, and time again, I've seen these reports. There've been a few caught, a few scattered caught, but nothing like the old days of catching those lings. So when Brad didn't have one weighed in, I knew something was up. Okay, now let's take a. I was going to give something away. I think we'll go ahead and do that. I have time. I think I have time here. To one of our lucky viewers, we're going to give away a DOA. This is spare parts. This is some really good stuff. I love that color right there. That tail is really strong. Express Lane mug. All this will be one package. Sunjammer, talking about Sunjammer's mug. And a Diver's Den. This is a nice Diver's Den t-shirt right there. How about that? Diver's Den t-shirt. And a pair of floating pliers. These things are great, okay? All in one prize package, and all we're going to do is just draw your name. So that's why you should always make sure you've entered our pickle jar. Make sure your name's in the pickle jar. And one lucky viewer is going to get all these. You can come by Fox 28 here on 23rd Street, all right? And the winner is going to be Libby Weldy. Libby Weldy, okay? I know Libby there at Prosperity Bank. She entered not too long ago, so you can enter anytime during the year, okay? All right. Congratulations, Libby. I know your husband probably watching this morning. All right, but now, you know, we talk about everything's in good shape as far as fishing or kicking off, but a lot of people still like to get in the woods, and I know the mosquitoes and all are getting bad, but this is a good time of the year, early part of or late spring, early part of summer, to go hog hunting. Now, Walter, my son-in-law Walter, checked Mason Woodrick out of school, checked him out of school a little bit early the other afternoon, Monday afternoon, and took him hog hunting down in Weewall, and it's his first hog hunting trip, and he was able, check this out, to get his first hog. That's the first hog, and Mason's in the first grade there at Bay Haven, and shot his hog. We'll have a video later on. We'll put a video together later on next week. But hog hunting, good job there, Mason. Good smile. He was tickled. He called me on the way back home. He called me on the phone and was trying to tell him about it. He was out of breath, and he was excited about it. So anytime you get a chance, hog hunting is a good way to get a young person introduced now to hunting. You don't spend a lot of time. If you got an area where the hogs are prolific, and you can get a good decent shot and then drop one pretty quick, and that's sort of what they were able to do. Now remember the other day I had Bill Allen on the show, and well yesterday he was talking about the good trip that he and his son Dalton had over to West Bay. He sent the pictures last night, and here are these pictures from Sunday afternoon fishing in West Bay. Bill Allen, Dalton Allen, they just caught some real. Let me just show these to you really quick. Nice, that's a perfect size redfish right there. Here's Bill catching his. They were out doing some good. I'm going to go through them pretty fast. We got quite a few. Now, you see, a lot of time now, right here, a lot of times you can get out of your boat and wade. In fact, these guys that win these tournaments, they'll do that a lot. They'll get out of the boat, anchor the boat, especially some areas, and they'll wade a long way from the boat and just cast as they wade along, okay? Here's a couple more pictures, and that's what Dalton did. You see what he's bringing back, don't you? Nice fish there, and just out wading about knee deep and all. So I would, that'd be a tip of the day to get out and get in the habit of getting out of your boat sometimes and wade around. All right. And you see what Bill has around the neck right there? No seams are eating him up. He was telling me about that. All right, now tomorrow we're going to have, all you people watching on YouTube, we're going to have the video of our 25-hour trip. I promise you we'll have it ready tomorrow. So be patient about that and hope you'll enjoy it. And we also have our famous Friday fishing forecast coming up the day after that. So we've got all this stuff coming up. We're going to do some really neat stuff. We got some Mother's Day gifts we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about it today. We're running out of time. Let's wrap it up. Thank y'all for watching the show so much. We appreciate it. You do something good for somebody today, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.